I'm just hiking around here in the bush. I picked up a trail that I followed before. It's a difficult trail to follow because there's really no footpath or no trail at all to look at. All there are is these old markers on the trees. You can see one right there. It's faded now. Used to be pink. Surveyor's markers. I followed those markers before this far. I didn't go any farther the last time. And I don't see any reason to go any farther this time, to be honest. I mean, it's not very nice out. The ground is very, very wet and swampy. I mean, I had to go through some pretty swampy sections there. It's all in desperation, really, because I can't get out. That's the problem. I'm just desperate to get out, and at this point I'm willing to accept anything. And that's what today is. Anything. It was, well, one weather station said a mix of sun and clouds today. I mean, can you see a mix anywhere up there? I certainly don't see a mix up there. But Environment Canada, they said mostly cloudy, so I guess they looked out the correct window, you know. Maybe the window facing north, and so they got the forecast for today correct. I can still see Rye Lake through the bushes out there. You can see it right out in between those trees there. See it right there? That's Rye Lake out there. Last time I came in here, I was actually looking for a trail that went down to the shoreline of Rye Lake, and when I look on the Bing map satellite shot, it looks like some go pretty close. I'm not sure if any of them go right down to it, but you know, when you get in here, this is really, it's been logged before. You can see like there's a few small, tall trees standing, but that low bush is very dense. You can't see anything once you're in there. When I get up to a high place like this, I can see it a little bit. But once you're down in that bush there, you know, it's like I don't know if you've ever been in a corn maze, but that's what it's like. It's all the same. You don't know which way you're going. The only way I know to get out of here and to get in here is to follow those old markers that someone put on the trees along the way. Yeah. Of course I have my GPS with me too, but I never look at my GPS when I'm hiking unless I'm really lost and I'm getting worried that I won't find my way out. Yeah, what a miserable day, you know. I can keep harping on it and it's not going to change anything, I know, but the fact is, you know, this whole year has been like that, you know. You can only take so much. I can get by 2 or 3 days of mean weather, but when you get a whole year of weather like this, not like this, but weather that's not good for doing things outdoors, you know, that really affects me because everything I do is outdoors. I hate sitting inside, but you know, the last 3 days I had absolutely no choice, because unless I wanted to put my rain suit on and go hiking in the rain and cold, which is pretty darn miserable. Yeah, well, it's nice out here. It's quiet anyways. I mean, at least I get somewhat of a outdoors fix by getting out today, but certainly not what I like. Lack of sunshine has been really, really bad this year, especially now in the fall. Lack of sunshine, man, it's usually this bad like when we get into winter. That's why I call it the dark tunnel of winter. When you first go into winter, or maybe later November and into December, the clouds form around the Great Lakes and they just stay there. They don't move all winter most of the time. But sometimes, like when we get into January and February, we'll get some sunny, cold days. I like those days. But when, you know, we've already had so much cloud and miserable weather, it makes it even worse going into winter now. So it's going to be a long one, I think. Not what I like to hear, but you know, reality is reality, and you have to face it, like it or not. I haven't heard any shots today. Like I said, hunting season is open, but I haven't heard anybody shooting. But you know, when they're hunting for deer and moose, most of the time they'll be out early in the morning, you know, because that's when the deer and moose are out there walking around and available to be shot. In the daytimes, usually they find a place to hide out in the bush and they just stay still. They don't move. And they, you know, hunters can't really find them then, because they get into places that we can't go, swamps and everything. I don't know what some of those guys do if they shoot a big moose in a swamp, you know. How do you get it out? Even an ATV can't go into a swamp. That's not something I'd do. I'd never hunt moose. Too big for me. I might hunt deer if I ever get the hankering. I mean, I've got the guns to do it, but so far I haven't got the hankering to do it. I like, I don't mind small game hunting, like a grouse here and there is, you know, I'd be happy with that. But it seems every time I bring my slingshot out, not a grouse to be seen. And then when I don't bring it, they're all over the place. Yeah. Anyways, I think what I'm going to do is just head back now. I mean, there's really no reason to stay out here. It's not good for pictures. And it's really depressing, you know, seeing that cloud hanging over. I don't know, like I said, I don't know when the next time is that I'll be able to get my feet on the bare ground. This could be it for this year. Sure is nice being able to walk on ground that's has some traction, you know. Once you get into winter and that snow's on the ground, everything is slippery. Every step you take is slippery. So yeah, it really eats away at me when during the winter when I'm and then I have to wear my snowshoes when the snow gets deep, and I hate snowshoes, but it's the only way I can get out, so I wear them. Anyways, video's long enough. I'm gonna head back. I gotta go back through that way. I'll just follow those markers back, otherwise I'd get lost in here because it's a very dense low bush. Back into the corn maze, so to speak.